Once upon a time in a lush, tranquil forest, there lived a tiny leaf on a mighty oak tree. This leaf, though small, was vibrant and full of life. It swayed gracefully in the wind, basking in the sunlight and catching droplets of morning dew. However, the little leaf was fearful and lacked confidence, often feeling insignificant amongst the towering trees and an abundance of leaves. One day, the wind whispered a rumor that autumn was approaching. The little leaf trembled at the thought of change and was worried about what the future held. Will I be able to cope? It thought, feeling a sense of dread. Little did it know, a journey of self-discovery awaited. As the days passed, the leaf noticed changes happening all around. The birds began to migrate, and the forest animals prepared for winter. Each member of the forest community embraced their role confidently. One particular morning, the gentle breeze turned into a gust, and the little leaf found itself torn from the branch it had always known as home. Filled with fear, the leaf found itself floating downwards. What do I do now? It panicked. But as it tumbled through the air, the leaf remembered the wise old oak tree's words. Trust in yourself and the nature around you. Slowly, the leaf began to relax and realized it was not an end, but a new beginning. The wind carried the leaf over the forest, and for the first time, it saw the grandeur of the world from above. As the leaf glided through the air, it felt an unfamiliar sense of freedom. It drifted past streams and hills, watching deer and rabbits hop below. The leaf began to understand that every element of nature had its purpose and role. Finally, the little leaf landed softly on the forest floor. It wasn't scared anymore. Instead, it felt proud of its journey and the courage it had discovered within. It soon realized that its fall from the tree wasn't a misfortune, but an opportunity for growth. From that point on, the leaf began to nourish the soil, providing sustenance for the roots of saplings and playing a part in the cycle of life. By embracing self-reliance and trusting in itself, the little leaf found its place in the world. The forest continued to thrive, each leaf, tree, and animal contributing to the rich tapestry of life. And the little leaf, with its newfound confidence and purpose, became a symbol of self-belief and resilience for all the creatures of the forest, teaching the younglings that life's journey begins with a step of faith and ends with a fulfilling embrace of one's capabilities. Once upon a time, in a peaceful meadow adorned with colorful wildflowers, there lived a wise rabbit named Benny. Benny was loved by all for his gentle nature and helpful spirit. One sunny morning, as Benny was hopping down a well-worn path, he heard a soft cry coming from the bushes. Curious, Benny approached the sound and found a tiny gray kitten who had unfortunately caught her paw in a thorny bush. The kitten, whose name was Mittens, looked up at Benny with frightened wide eyes. "Oh dear, you seem to be in a bit of a pickle," Benny said kindly. "Don't worry, I'll help you." With careful precision, Benny worked his nimble paws around the thorns, managing to free Mittens' paw without a scratch remaining. Mittens purred gratefully and said, "Thank you so much. I was playing and didn't notice the thorns until it was too late." Benny smiled and replied, "Always remember to be cautious, but if you ever find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to ask for help." Grateful and eager to repay Benny's kindness, Mittens offered, "If you ever need assistance, I'd be happy to return the favor." Benny chuckled and hugged Mittens lightly with his long ears. As the months went by, Benny and Mittens became the best of friends. The little meadow seemed even more delightful since the two played together every day, sharing tales and adventures. One day, as they roamed near the meadow's edge, they saw a squirrel struggling to carry nuts up a tree. With a quick glance between them, they wordlessly offered their assistance, showcasing that acts of kindness can multiply. The moral of the story is that helping others not only makes the world a better place, but also creates lasting friendships. Whether you are big or small, young or old, your kindness can brighten someone else's day and make your heart glow with happiness. In a quaint little village nestled between rolling green hills, there lived a poor boy named Tom. Tom had very little, but he was rich in honesty and kindness. Clothes were patched and worn, his shoes had holes, but his heart was full of goodness. One sunny afternoon, Tom was walking home from school when he noticed an elegant gold watch glimmering on the cobblestone path. He picked it up, marveling at its beauty. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. Realizing it must belong to someone important, he tucked it safely into his pocket and hurried towards the village square. He stopped by the bustling market where he could see the villagers chatting and shopping. With a deep breath, Tom stood on a wooden crate and called out, "I found a watch on the path near the school. If it belongs to anyone, please come and claim it." The villagers gathered around, curious to know what was happening. An elderly gentleman, dressed in a fine coat with spectacles perched on his nose, stepped forward. "I believe that may be mine," he said, checking his empty pocket watch chain. "I was visiting the school to meet the head teacher when I must have dropped it." Tom handed the watch to the gentleman, who inspected it closely before smiling warmly at Tom. "Young lad," he said, "you have done a most noble deed by returning this to me. Many others might have kept such a valuable item for themselves." The gentleman, who was actually the village mayor, praised Tom's honesty to the crowd. As a gesture of gratitude, he presented Tom with a small pouch of coins, enough to buy new shoes and books for school. From that day on, Tom became known throughout the village as a boy of great integrity. His honesty inspired others, and he grew up to be a respected and trustworthy man, teaching others the value of honesty and kindness. Tom's story teaches us that being honest, even when no one is watching, is always the right choice. And sometimes, honesty brings rewards we never expected.